Hi, my name is Beer, and let's start with Warhammer 40k Battlesector. This is a fast-paced, turn-based strategy game set in a grimdark universe of the 41st millennium. Pick your force, develop your army, control mighty heroes and fight for victory using strategy, awesome abilities and devastating weaponry. Here you'll find 20-mission single-player campaign. You'll help to purge the Tyranid infestation and preserve the honor of the noble Blood Angels. Also, the skirmish mode is available here. Pick your faction, pick your enemy and dive into battle. You can completely customize your army list by selecting your units, heroes and their weaponry. The game has a very positive review score on Steam, and people are saying that even if you don't like turn-based strategy, this game may change your mind. Here, unlike in XCOM, you can move units simultaneously. You don't need to wait for your other units to finish their turns. That is great because it saves your time. You know what else saves your time? Potato salad. When you eat it, time slows down because of how awesome it is. That is proven by science. Roguebook. This is a roguelike deck builder with unique mechanics from the developers of Feria and Richard Garfield, creator of Magic the Gathering. Here you'll build a team of 2 heroes and dive into a memorable adventure like never before, or more likely like, sometimes before. I would probably ignore the game, but the Roguebook's unique characters, especially various monsters, catched my attention. I'm really tired of conventional monsters, like dragons or unicorns, and this game has some really nice hybrids I never seen before. So here you'll be able to choose from 6 hero pairs, and each hero has a collection of over 50 cards, a personal relic and a unique skill tree. You will choose your combo and dive into the battles where you will face over 40 bosses and enemies. Game has very positive reviews and people on Steam are saying that this is an awesome follow-up if you liked Slay the Spire. Overcrowd, a Commute Em Up. Every day millions crowd the metro in a desperate bid to get to work. Can you build and run the perfect metro station to help them make it on time? Probably not, but you can try anyway. Excavate your way through 4 layers of earth. Design your layout carefully and plot commuter routes with user-defined directional signs. You'll need to assemble a crack team, tool them up and deploy them to run your station in real time. You can set priorities, schedule breaks, or just deploy them manually. Keep your staff room well stocked and your employees happy, and you can take your tube station to new depths. But don't worry, here everything can go wrong very quickly. Angry people create more angry people, especially if they are late to work, and there is a 2-kilometer line between them and the ticket machine.
Why didn't they buy tickets online then?
Yeah, exactly, why didn't they? Against the Storm. This is a roguelite city builder set in a gloomy fantasy world. Artistically, this is one of the coolest RTS city builder games I have seen lately, except one thing, here it never stops raining. And I hate rain. In my country, Lithuania, rain is always cold, even in the summer, and in any other season it feels like an ice needle's piercing my puny body straight to the bone. Also, I wear glasses, so it's a thing that's really hard to love. Anyway, here you are, a pioneer sent into the wilds to establish and manage new settlements inhabited by smart beavers, lizards, and humans. Your goal is to survive long enough and gather the valuable resources necessary to rebuild and upgrade your city. It's the only safe haven against the Blightstorm, a vile cycle of destruction ravaging everything in its path. 8-bit Armies. If Command & Conquer spent the night with Minecraft, 9 months later 8-bit Armies would be born. This is a fast-paced RTS, a very colorful strategy arcade game that is easy to learn for players of all skill levels. Collect resources, build up and defend your base, amass your army of tanks and planes, and ultimately crush your opponents. You'll find 25 offline campaign missions, 12 co-op missions to play with your mother-in-law, and 10 multiplayer maps that support up to 8 players online. The game also has pretty good AI you can play with or fight against. The game is easy to understand and is really user-friendly. 9 Parchments. This is a cooperative action RPG game of magical mayhem from the creators of the Trine series. Here, runaway apprentice wizards seize the opportunity to complete their spellbooks by going after the lost 9 parchments. Super powerful spells meant to be wielded by the most powerful mages. So as these newbies rapidly acquire powerful new spells without learning proper safety measures, it's natural that their hasty progress results in plenty of deadly accidents. 9 Parchments combines real-time spell shooting action with usual RPG elements. Here you level up your character and collect magical loot, filling your wardrobe with zillions of wizard hats and powerful staves. People on Steam are saying that this is a super entertaining game to play with your friends. Doesn't matter imaginary or real ones. Although keep in mind that if you play with imaginary friends, you will need another pair of non-imaginary hands. Why must everything be so complicated? I don't get it. Othercide. Here you will lead your army of female warriors to battle. Your skill in combat will decide their fate, shape their abilities and personality. So under your command, they probably just die angrily in pain and agony. Anyway, jokes aside, like in all turn-based games, here you will have to plan your moves carefully, because one wrong action can lead your party to failure. Although the game offers cool mechanics where you can sacrifice one to heal another, survivors will get stronger, ready to fight the next battle. The bad news is that the game practices permadeath, so by sacrificing warriors, you are like sacrificing them for real. And the elephant in the room is, of course, the visuals of the game. Only black, white and red color palette exists here and makes this game stand out from other similar projects. Warhammer 40,000 Sanctus Reach. This is a turn-based strategy game where you will lead the Space Wolves in their struggle against the Orcs in 2 long story-driven campaigns. You will command several dozen different authentically created units and heroes, with unique and detailed 3D models. Both campaigns combined consist of more than 45 missions and skirmishes. The game has 3 difficulty levels, so it's a nice pick for newbies and for veterans as well. The downside is that the game lacks variety in the campaign's maps, and there are just a few music tracks. Despite that, the review score on Steam is very positive and people are saying that this is a great game for tactical game lovers. Also keep in mind that AI here just cheats. It can spawn units out of thin air in very inconvenient positions and ruin your day. Solasta, Crown of the Magister. Here you'll discover the shattered world of Solasta, explore ruins and dungeons for legendary treasures, learn the truth of an age-old cataclysm and stop it from happening again. You will be able to create your own party of adventurers in the classic tabletop RPG tradition. The choices you will make while choosing various skills, traits and backstories of your heroes will reflect in their dialogue. You know, if some of them are born in Potato Saladistan, they will always be enemies with the guys who put pineapple in their potato salad. And with these characters you will dive into long-forgotten dungeons to unearth ancient artifacts. But stay watchful of light and darkness. Many dangers hide in the dark, but a light can attract monsters as well. Some enemies have dark vision, some may flee from your torch, but, you know, as I always say, the best way to light your way is with fireballs. It doesn't really matter if your enemies have dark vision or not, a fried monster is always better than a raw monster. So the game is pure treasure for a CRPG fans, and also it includes Dungeon Manager, so you can make your own stories and maps, or play some good ones created by way more talented people than you. Book of Demons. It is a surprisingly good game, ignored by many just because of how it looks. It has great lighting effects, but those paper figures are definitely not for everyone. Anyway, here you can decide the length of the quests, wield magic arts instead of weapons and slay armies of darkness in the dungeon below the old cathedral. Yeah, I bet you heard that somewhere. People on Steam are talking that Book of Demons has great replayability with a variety of combinations, interesting art direction, and fast, non-boring gameplay. Although some are saying that the game can become a bit monotonous, but I'm pretty sure that it can happen because of the skills and spells you use. If your build is not fun enough, you will get not enough fun. Simple, right? So Google some nice builds before you play. Let there be a bit of Book of Demons among big boobed MILFs in your search history. Anyway, the game has 91% of positive reviews and it's kinda cheap. Rayman Origins. I won't be lying that this is one of the coolest platformers I have ever tried, although it is obviously oriented to a younger audience. So officially buy it for your kid or nephew, let him play for a while and then when nobody sees, ruin all the high scores the kid has set. Yeah, show your dominance, show that little bugger who the real boss is. Although, let's be honest, there is a huge chance that you can't even get close to the high scores kid has set. Anyway, Rayman Origins is set in a rich world with over 100 characters and 12 unique environments. It includes over 60 levels of platforming. You will often unlock new abilities and with them you can return to previous levels and discover new secrets. Cool concept, very positive review score on Steam and the price is more than nice. The Shore. I have played this game while it was still in development and I was really impressed by the grand scale of some creatures and entities that roam this Lovecraftian world. And by saying Lovecraftian, I really mean it. You will literally encounter Cthulhu himself. So basically The Shore is a game about the mystery of the unknown set on a forbidden island filled with horrors. He will take control of Andrew, a father searching for his lost daughter, and while doing the searching part you will awaken a cosmic horror or two. Or, you know, 4 or 7, this game is filled with them. although keep in mind that it is not flawless. It has some bugs, some invisible walls and terrible combat, although fighting is not the main aspect of the show, that's for sure. Anyway, for this price I can really recommend this game if you like dark stories, Lovecraftian worlds, your mother-in-law and creepy vibes in general. Also it has photorealistic graphics and looks amazing. Tales of Iron. Set in a grim dark land plagued by war, the game is a hand-drawn RPG adventure with punishingly brutal combat. As an heir to the Rat Throne, you must restore your broken kingdom by banishing the merciless Frog Clan and their ferocious leader. As you explore the deceivingly charming world, you'll encounter a cast of unique companions ready to aid you in your adventure, and you'll need all the help you can get, because to be honest, you suck, and with companions, you suck less, so any help you get is great. Whether that's a new potato salad recipe, blueprints to forge deadly weapons and armor, or even a land-chugging, armor-plated mole-mobile. Title has about 90% of positive reviews on Steam, so it's fair to say Tales of Iron is a good game. In Sound Mind. This is a survival horror where you will experience a series of haunting memories. You will take on a journey through a progression of unsettling stories, each with unique puzzles, mechanics, weapons, and boss fights. Basically, here you play as a town therapist and dive into the strange worlds of your patients. The game is a bit scary and plays as a psychological thriller. All the levels are unique and all of them hold a certain ominous atmosphere, so it will definitely grow some hair on your mental balls. People on Steam are saying that almost nobody expected the game to be this good for this price, and I totally recommend it for you as well. Rock of Ages 3 Make and Break. Here competitive tower defense meets arcade action and gets rolled up with quirky Monty Python-esque humor into one huge game. This time around you can even design and build your own levels and share your creations with players from all over the world. I ain't gonna lie, this game is loved less than 2 previous games, and honestly it has ended the franchise. The biggest all-time simultaneous player peak was only 205. For example, this number for the first part is 1300 and the second part had a staggering, for this style of game, 2200 simultaneous player peak. That's 10 times more than the third part. But third Rock of Ages is in no way a bad game. It failed to survive the hype train and crashed. Developers abandoned it after a few months, so it has a fair share of bugs, but for this price it's a really good deal. I do recommend. Foregone. I think someone sent me the code and I installed the game just to check it out, but I was hooked for a few hours. I never finished it, but I definitely played way more than I was expecting to. I'm not a platformer player at all, to be honest, and it still hooked me hard. The game itself is not that long as well, you will beat it in about 6 hours if you have a skill, and if you are like me, it will take you way longer than this. Just use the gamepad, it's kinda terrible to control it with a keyboard. My controller was on the table a few meters away and I was too lazy to connect it, so believe me, I know what I say. The game itself is really detailed, colorful and really fun to play. Your character has a lot of cool skills you will enjoy using. Also, a very positive review score on Steam is making this game for this price a must-play for every platformers fan. Vaporum. This is a grid-based single-player and single-character dungeon crawler RPG set in an original steampunk setting. The game is obviously inspired by old-school games like Dungeon Master, The Eye of the Beholder series and the most recent Legend of Grimrock. So here, stranded in the middle of an ocean in front of a gigantic tower, you have to find out what the place is, what happened here, and most importantly, who are you and where the secret beer stash is. The game looks beautiful, so if you like dungeon crawlers, keep in mind that this one has very positive reviews on Steam and is a true gem for your collection. For Triumph. This is a hybrid between Heroes of Might and Magic and traditional XCOM-centric games, meaning that you have a large world map where you can free roam and search for various treasures, and the battle map where all the action is happening, and there you can actually utilize your surroundings. Every tree or boulder is a potential weapon in battle, so here you will lead a band of heroes with different skill sets through a witty and funny fantasy plot. Yeah, the game doesn't take itself seriously, but that sometimes can be repulsive for more serious players. The game looks and feels like a cartoon, but the difficulty is not childish, believe you me. I played it on normal and it felt like a nightmare. Although if you were used to getting free games from Epic, check your library, you may already have it. Warhammer 40k Gladius Relics of War. That's a long-ass name, I give them that. The game has a very positive review score and 90% discount. That is great, but of course there is a catch. If you like the game, keep in mind that there are about 13 DLCs available. So yeah, that's a trap for your wallet, but it may be a pleasant one. Maybe you like to suffer, I don't judge. Anyway, Warhammer 40,000 Gladius Relics of War brings you a world of terror and violence with a turn-based 4X strategy game. You'll face a challenging AI and cooperate or compete with friends and strangers across the globe. Play as one of 4 iconic Warhammer factions, each with their own unique playstyle and technology tree. Explore a randomly generated world filled with special features and threatening wildlife that can crush your troops' morale. People on Steam are talking that this is a great strategy game, but as I've mentioned before, many say that without DLCs it feels incomplete. Well, this price is a joke, so you can risk it anyway. Manifold Garden. The game looks like a creation of AI, where you prompted it to create something 3D, geometrical and physics-based. But this game is not just beautiful gibberish, it's an actual game with an expansive and visually striking world filled with mind-bending puzzles. You will have to manipulate gravity to gain new perspectives and walk on any visible surface. You will explore structures that repeat infinitely, and also play with photo mode and make some beautiful art for your office. I'm not kidding, your boss, if he's not a gamer, will approve this quite easily, and if he is a gamer, that will be even easier. It seems that the game was made mostly by one man, and that is a huge achievement. People on Steam are saying that you don't need drugs to feel like you are on drugs while playing this game. Also, it's very satisfying to watch all these structures unfold in front of you, or should I say unmanifold in front of you. Thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!